So just a quick little side by side shot here. Here's all three of those from that pack. So over here, you have the old schools, like I was saying before. We've got the black stripe on the sides, some sort of green and blue kind of thing going on with those. Over here, you have the ones I've been pretty much talking about right now. And this being the Skate High. So there you go, more of like that pink and black attack sort of thing going on. And then over here, they bring it on down to the purple and yellow for the Era release. So overall, though, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards this model more, just, as a silhouette or whatever. But I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards this color as my favorite. So I think that's where things stand for me. What about you guys? What do you think? Do you have a dog in this race, or is it a horse in this? Do you have an animal in this race? Let me know. I'm curious, kind of, sort of, anyway. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Answer it anyway, and I'll figure it out if I care later. What's going on, people? So, as you see, got a pair of shoes here. Now, this one, some of you saw it before because I did the actual unboxing and the lacing on an Instagram Live sometime last week while I was sitting there talking about, I guess, probably wrestling and whatever, because, what else am I going to talk about? But anyway, so this obviously comes from that Blotched pack. You may remember a couple weeks ago I did the review of two pairs. I did there was the old school pair, so that one, and then there was the Era pair, so that one as well. And since these dropped significantly in price, I figured, you know what, why not complete the set? So now I have the third piece to that puzzle, and we're going to go ahead and get through this little review. Also, the other thing about these, for the one main thing, these are all corduroy shoes, right? So that kind of pulled me in. But this particular pair, I was looking at it before because the pink and the black kind of reminded me of a wrestler that I can't quite think of the name of right now. But yeah, so that's the other reason I bought these. Either way, all that aside, it is now review time on this right here, ladies and gentlemen, the Vans Skate High in the blotched multicolor and pink colorway. Alright, so there we go. Let's do this. Starting with the bottom. Down there, what you're going to be seeing, pretty much your standard Vans outsole, nothing too fancy about it. So it's just your tannish color and white. Moving on up here to the midsole, right? So there you got very much your standard Vans things going on again as well. So there's that for you. However, on the inside, there is the Comfycush, which we'll get into in a second. And on the back here, there's that piece that I really just still don't like because of the way the design is done. So there's that. And moving on to the upper, because that's the main thing here. So like I was saying before, if you take a look at the whole overall thing, it's basically just a blotched paint with pink and black and a little bit of white in there. They call it multicolor, but there's only, I guess it is technically, but that usually makes me think a lot more colors. But anyways, so you got that going on, right? But getting a little bit closer down into here, you do see you got some pink stitching in some different areas around the toe box and then around like the heel and stuff. But ultimately, like once you've kind of seen it, you've seen it. And so then the only other thing that I haven't really mentioned is just this big black line that's kind of similar to what you see on the old schools. So there's mostly that for you. But taking a look over here at the at the lacing area, you do have pretty much just your standard laces that you're going to find on a pair of shoes that are like this or whatever. So they're just black, got some black lace hole things going on, holding those in. So moving on up here to the top of the tongue, you do have the standard Vans logo, Vans off the wall with the little skateboard on there. And then on the side, you do have that Comfycush thing because I haven't taken that off yet, which also matches up with what you're going to see on the inside. So get these out of the way. So looking down into the inside, you do have the Vans Comfycush thing going on, and as well you also can probably see, and if not I'll take a better picture of those little straps that hold the tongue down to the bottom of the shoe, which really help to give your foot a nice secure feel. So that's always nice. Now past that, I don't really know what else there is to say, so I'll give you another shot or two of the upper so you can kind of just see what it really looks like, because I didn't get too deep into it. There really just wasn't much of a point, given that the whole thing is very plain. I like the look of it, it's just very plain. And I guess that kind of sums up my own personal thoughts in that I like the look of it. It's just very plain. But anyways, moving on past that, I suppose we can just go ahead and knock out this on foot portion and talk about some sizing and comfort and all that, since that's where this shoe really shines, at least as far as the comfort goes. So let's do that. Now, putting these on, right, I went with a 9.5 because that's the size that I go with in pretty much everything. And on here, it works out pretty well. It works out a little bit better than it works in the past on other Vans shoes, but that's only because you don't have as much room in these, from what I've been noticing, as compared to a standard version, like as in not the Comfycush, because I guess it's that extra insole in there. It could be the cut of the shoe or something else, but either way, a standard version of Vans versus the Comfycush version, the Comfy does not seem to have as much room, so it is a snug fit, right? But if you're cool with that, go with that. If you're not, go up half a size. I will say that in this particular pair, it did feel like there wasn't a whole lot of room on the side, on the outer side, you know, like where your pinky would be and all that good stuff. But hey, it's good enough for me. It's just that if you're like of the wide foot variety, it's something to consider, but they're very much available. So you can probably go to any store and check those out. But past that, once you do figure out what size you need, walking around in these, given that they have that Comfycush thing going on, you're gonna feel very comfortable walking around in these. I haven't done the whole all-day test or anything like that, but just from going around here, I gotta say it's like leaps and bounds over like the standard version. But I do plan on wearing these out a little bit later today, because, you know, why not? So there is that. But past that, I don't think there's too much else to really say about this particular shoe. I mean, what else? Like, I covered everything, you know? And I guess not the price, $30. Maybe 34 or 5 shipped, but either way, it was $29.99. So straight from Vans, couldn't go wrong, you know what I'm saying? So one thing that I didn't really mention was that wearing these here in the heel, I didn't really like how much heel slippage or whatever there was, because that's kind of an annoying thing. Now, I am used to wearing like the Ultra Boost or various running shoes, so that tends to be locked in just as those shoes are built. So it could just be the style of these, or maybe the fact that I didn't lace them all the way up or something, or tighten them down. I don't know. But either way, I didn't like the fact that my heel was just kind of loose back in there, you know what I'm saying? It's not my ideal experience. So there's that. And I had that same thing over here, so it could just be the way this style of shoe is. I really don't know. But it's something that I wanted to bring up. That's why I'm making this video. Also, another thing worth mentioning is that here in these, the Comfycushes versus this is just your standard. This is the Warped Tour version. Maybe you remember that. You feel a little bit taller in these on account of the way the shoe is made versus these. Not a huge difference, but if you put one on and then this one as well, you know, because I had these both on at the same time, then you're definitely going to notice it. But just going from one pair to another, it probably won't be so bad. So there you go. Just wanted to slip this little information in there for you, and I've done that. So yay me. So now I think I've covered everything, and so I'm just going to walk away from this review. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I have one more to record after this, something about an Adidas something or other. And then I'm going to, I don't know, something's going on tonight. Oh yeah, Vengeance Day, NXT TakeOver. So yeah, that. Later, people.